Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com. Today's project is this card. You can create an ombre look just by using cardstock instead of using paint. To make this card, I'm using the Forever Blossoms stamp set and the So Sentimental bundle. This sentiment here so that it will fit this die from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I'm using this die and that die to layer on top. Save time, I've already pre-die cut this in Blueberry Bushel, Bermuda Bay, and I'll stamp and die cut with this one later on in Pool Party. The stitched rectangle dies, and we're going to be using the largest in this nest. My card base is 5.5 inches by 8.25 inches. In metric, that's 14 centimeters by 21 centimeters. You score at 4 1/8, 10.5 centimeters, and fold it in half. To create the ombre look, I have used Pool Party, Coastal Cabana, Bermuda Bay, and Pacific Point. Now I'm also using the stitched rectangles, and the largest one of these. So the two end ones, the one at the bottom and the one at the top, are slightly larger. So these have been cut at 1 1/8 by 6 inches for the Pacific Point and the Pool Party piece, and the Coastal Cabana and Bermuda Bay pieces are 15/16 of an inch by 6 inches, and that's to accommodate this when you die cut it, because then that will adjust it so that they all measure 15 by 16 for each panel. You also need a piece of Whisper White to glue these onto. This measures 4 1/8 by 6 inches, and in metric that's 10.5 by 15.2 centimeters. You also need a Blueberry Bushel matte layer. This is 5.25 inches by 3 15/16 of an inch. In metric, that's 13.3 by 10 centimeters. You need a scrap of Pool Party to stamp the full U and to die cut it with that little die. We need the 1/4 inch 6.4mm Bermuda Bay mini stripe ribbon. Lastly, the glitter enamel dots. First mark, an embossing buddy, white embossing powder, and a heat tool. So let's get started. First, I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. It has got that bridge there to butt your paper up to, and that will give me a nice anchor when I'm gluing my strips. So I'm going to start with the Bermuda Bay piece. I don't think I cut this straight, so that's why I can't really use that as a guide. Oh well, hey ho. The next darkest will be the Bermuda Bay, so I'll butt that up. And then the next one down is Coastal Cabana. And lastly, the Pool Party one. I'm just going to run my bone folder over it to distribute the glue properly, and die cut this. And I'll be back. Tap the embossing buddy all over the stitch rectangle piece you've just die cut, and then ink up the stamp from Forever Blossoms. Bring in the embossing powder. Heat emboss it. Glue this piece to the blueberry bushel mat. Looks like I might have to trim a bit off there. And then I can glue this piece to the front of my card. Just stamp the inside of the card. And then lastly, just stamp for you here in Bermuda Bay on Pool Party. And I shall go and die cut that off camera. Pop this sentiment on dimensionals to lay onto this piece. And then glue this to that. Run double-sided tape along here so I can attach my ribbon. And then I can pop that on dimensionals. Then pop that over here. And lastly, put one of these glitter enamel dots on here. So that's the card completed. I've deliberately left the inside without any sentiment, so if there's an emergency I've got a card that I can go to. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Join me again next time. All the links to the supplies are below this video in the show more section. You can find me on Pinterest, Instagram or Facebook. Thanks for watching. Bye.